Good evening. I don't normally sound like this, but I will try. Forgive my voice. So a little bit about me. First off, because I love talking about myself. I'm a failed actor, so I can't help it. I launched Bravand in 2012. It's a small digital agency. We turn over sub $500,000 per year. And we consist of a core team of 4 people. And then we have a network of freelancers and experts that come in and get involved in all of our projects. And then they bugger off and work for other people on other projects. And then they come back a bit later and work on that project again for us. So that's our structure. So we're kind of strangely structured. You can tell from the accent and the fact that I call it a bread roll that I don't come from Sheffield. Yeah. So I moved up to Sheffield 2 years ago. Pretty much 2 years next week, actually. Valentine's Day 2 years ago, I moved up to Sheffield. So I'm a newbie around these parts. And just to give you an idea of the impact that this has had on me in terms of moving up to this city, having worked in digital for 25 years and lived in London for 22 of those, moving up here has really changed my view of what a business community looks like and feels like. The way that you help each other, the meetings that you have, the way that you communicate with each other and generally support each other kicks the arse out of East London. Please forgive my language, by the way, I'm atrocious. So just to give you a massive thank you for welcoming me, my family, and my business to your city, because we have never felt so welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we're looking forward to getting more and more involved with you guys moving forward. So enough about me, let's talk about the board. So the members board, what he said. Pretty much, that's what we're about. So we're here to represent you guys. And what I found in the last couple of meetings is that we're actually we represent each and every section, and I'll go through those in a second, but we're here to represent the interests and the benefits of membership to all forms of members that get involved. And sometimes that comes with its own problems and its issues. We have very, honest conversations, I feel, around the board table. And we often take things away from those meetings and then action them in sort of subgroups. But the whole point of our mission is to represent you lot. And if we're not doing that very effectively, then we're failing miserably. So hopefully we'll do well on that front. So what do? We drink a lot of coffee, even in the afternoon as well. I think it's necessary. We eat biscuits or bananas, depending on the macros or whether Ross is telling me not to eat that. We definitely discuss the needs of the members. So things like the survey, Mel wouldn't share enough about the survey in our last meeting together because she wanted to keep it for this. But bringing the highlights of that survey and the issues that we might want to discuss as a members board, that's the sort of subject matters that we talk about. And we're really there as a bunch of business leaders that represent each of the different subsections of membership to really have an honest conversation about how we innovate against those needs for members. So talking about jobs boards, is it the fact that there aren't enough jobs, or is it the fact that people aren't sharing their jobs with Sheffield Digital? And if they're not sharing their jobs with Sheffield Digital, how can we get them to share their vacancies with Sheffield Digital so that we can help them develop their team and recruit better? So there's all of these questions that anybody in UX or user needs definement or anything like that, hi Cam, anybody in that industry will understand the sort of problems and discussions that we're having. So one of the things that we've been doing over the last few weeks is actually doing a proper user profiling process. We've been profiling you and assessing the different wants, needs of all of the different members that we might cater for, both existing member groups, but also potentially new members that might come to join us. And so getting the post-it notes out and doing a Miro board, and looking at how we want people to think, feel, and do when it comes to membership of Sheffield Digital. And so it's been fascinating as a newbie to the city to get stuck right in and get involved in contributing to the digital ecosystem of this city, because it is really impressive. Final point in that one, we are trying to be less talk, more do. I think we're all here, we all talk a lot, of course, but yeah, trying to actually come out of those meetings with actionable things to do and ways to innovate so that the next time we meet up, we're not going through the minutes and going, nothing's really moved on from that point, has it? So yeah, I'm already seeing in only 2 meetings that things are really progressing and we're getting some real progress made. Meet your representatives. I'm not going to go through all of them because they're probably in the room. Is everybody here? Hold your hands up, members, board members. Yep. So in terms of each and every group of membership has a representative from individual, freelance, startup, micro. I'm the micro company representative. Please come and talk to me if you're a fellow micro company, because my job is to represent you in these board meetings, and I'm really keen to find out what you feel and think about membership and how we can improve it. Slightly diving into a couple of the initiatives that we've got going on at the moment. We're looking at service design, as I said, so getting a better understanding of the members' needs and how Sheffield Digital meets those or doesn't. And I think one of the key things that we all know as people that work in digital is not just about identifying how we do perform against certain things, but mainly identifying how we don't, and then solving those problems. And I think when it comes to the members board, we're all very honest people when it comes to the things that we can sometimes fall low on, which is very cool. Talent development. Hi, Sarah. I need to talk to you. So developing on how we connect education and business to ensure Sheffield has the skills that our digital ecosystem needs. I'm going to make a massive assumption that everybody in this room understands that we have a skills gap and that we do need to continue to develop and invest in the educational institutions around the city to ensure that not only are we filling those developer vacancies that we currently have, but also we're fulfilling the careers that we need to support moving forward. I don't know, you can't see my trousers, but I spend a lot of time in colleges and schools. I'm starting to dress like an emo teenager. We spend so much, myself and Ross, my business partner and my husband, most people know Ross in the room, right? One of the reasons why I joined the members board is so I get to meet people, because he's the one that's usually out there meeting them and I don't get to meet you guys. So I spend a lot of time in colleges. I was at a school on Monday talking to 5- and 6-year-olds about digital careers. They didn't have a clue what I was going on about, but it was great fun. All I did was go do this. I work on these. And they were like, wow, how'd you do that? So get them whilst they're young. So yeah, definitely working with education, massively passionate about that. And when it comes to pushing the women in tech agenda, Mel, I'm with you. I'm totally there. So yeah, looking at that, but also community engagement. So we've also worked with the Archer Project directly, but working with local community initiatives, working from fundraising through to local government. Now, local government is an area that I know nothing about, but I know my learned colleagues do. And so working with them, sometimes it doesn't really get political at the meetings just yet, but sometimes it can get a little bit political. But making sure that we connect with the local councils and the local government, because it's essential that we do so as a members board, and it's essential that we do so as Sheffield Digital, and looking at Sheffield Growth Plan in particular, and how Sheffield Digital can get involved in that and support that and contribute to that in an effective way. So hopefully I haven't gone too bright red in the fact that I'm losing my breath, but thank you very much. That was a short summary. Any questions, give me a shout.